welcome back to this channel. My name is Stacy from Stacy Makes, and I bring you cozy crochet content including market vlogs, what I've made, pattern reviews, things like that. So if you love those kinds of things, don't forget to like or subscribe to this channel and like this video so that you can follow along. So I'll get started first with what I made this week, and I also have a market vlog. So that's two things I'm going to show you this week, including a new pattern that I'm working on that I hope to get a tester call out for this week. So we'll get started with what I made. I will tell you, last week I did a video on how I cure my burnout. And while I didn't feel like I had burnout this week, I just did not get a chance to crochet a lot this last week. It was the first week that the kids were out of school for the summer. I worked obviously full time. And there was just things going on, and we made some cookies, we made some runs to the store. Anyway, there was just things that happened. So my list is short, and I had market prepping to do as far as pricing and inventory and loading my car and that kind of thing as well, which takes away some of my crochet time. So it is not an impressive haul this week, but I still have everything that I did make this week, and I'll show you most of it. So let's get started with, I made a Fred the Sea Turtle, a cute burnout blanket, lime, and this is magenta-y color. I'm not sure what the actual burnout color is. And then these pretty pink eyes just matched this shell so great. So I actually made all of the flippers on the head at my market yesterday, and then I finished it off last night. So he's $25. Yep, $25 for Fred the Sea Turtle, CJ's Designs. I started this on my live Thursday night. Was it Thursday or Friday night? I think it was Thursday. Yeah. And I started this fuzzy elephant. This is Madeline Mako's pattern. And this is Burnet frosting in the grayish, brownish kind of tone. And then he's got blue holographic eyes. So cute. I love this pattern. I did get it done, and I'm like, something seems off about him. He's just a little different than my other elephants, and I realized that I totally missed a single crochet round in here, but I don't hate it. He was going to be smaller anyway because frosting is just a little thinner than regular blanket or baby blanket Burnet, and I downsized my hook half a size so I don't get holes. So anyway, he's cute, and I sell these elephants for $24. I do the bigger ones for $26 since I missed a row, and he's a little smaller. I'm doing $24. I made these two little hanging baskets that I think I'm going to buy air plants for. I don't know if I'm going to buy real ones or fake ones. I think maybe I'm going to buy fake ones, but then tell people that they could also buy real air plants and put them in here, just because fake ones will keep longer. I don't have to maintain them in between shows, and then explain all the care and all of that stuff for that. So, and some people won't want the maintenance of an actual plant. But these are made out of Lion Brand Lazy Day yarn. I made one of them at the show yesterday and the other one this week. If you watched my live, I used a different hook size on them, so they're just a little bit different size. I'm not sure which one I like better, the one that has more airflow or the one that's more solid. Let me know below what you think. So I'm thinking that I'm going to do 12 on these with the plant inside, so they don't take me very long. It's a free pattern on Pinterest. Okay, and then through my lunch break this week, I finished this large granny square with Painterly yarn. This is Painterly by Premier. It's mostly a cream base, and then it just changes colors just ever so slightly. This is just all one skein. I have just a little bit left, so that if I wanted to do something that was finishing, I could, but not enough for another round. And I'm trying to decide what I want to do with this. So originally, I didn't really have a plan. I'll just tell you, I'm going to be honest. I didn't have a plan necessarily, but part of my curing my burnout is just it's doing things that are just mindless, but you're still creating. And I really like this, but I'm thinking maybe if you've seen those like envelope pouches where you seam up, I don't know if I can do it here. You seam up to the end like this. You seam these, and then you put like a button here, and then this folds down like that, and it just makes a pouch. I was hoping it would kind of be big enough to like slide a book into, but it's just not big enough for that. So if anybody has any ideas, I don't have any more of this yarn, so I can't make two. I don't have anything that matches this, so I can't really add on to it in any way. But it's about 13 to 14 inches wide. So if anybody has any ideas of something fun I can do with this one granny square, please leave me a comment below. But anyway, that was fun. I'm not pricing that in my inventory that I made this week because I don't even know what it's going to end up being when I'm done with it. I did make 3 brand new Instagram free patterns this week that I'm not going to show you because they're going to be part of my bonus video this week where I'm going to show you 10 free Instagram patterns. So again, subscribe if you don't want to miss that. I tried to find some unique ones, some that are small keychain sizes, and then some that are a little bigger than that. So I'm not going to show them to you, but I am including them in my inventory total for the week. And outside of that, the only other thing I worked on was my pattern that if you watched my live, you would see, but is this skunk. So I've made 2 so far. This is Burnout and this is Sweet Snuggles. This was my first one. This is my second one. I added a row in here and I don't like it. I like the smaller, shorter nose, I think. I'm not a huge fan of how the single crochet surface crocheting looks on this one. It looks cleaner on this. I don't know if it's just because I got better at it and I knew exactly what I was doing, or if it's part of it's probably the plushier yarn than the chenille yarn. But I just love this guy. I use the feet like my Sammy has. His tail can also kind of push in this way or go this way. I do have some it's bunny yarn from Premier that's in this kind of creamy fur color. And so I think I'm also going to have an option where you maybe instead of making these stripes that you just single crochet with the fuzzy yarn down the middle to kind of make a fuzzy stripe too as well. But it is really hard to see black yarn to go back and try to record all of the things that you did and did not do, plus the surface crocheting that was on top. So I need to make another one, but in a different color so that I can take all the pictures for the pattern and get it all written down for you guys and get it tester call out this week. So watch my Instagram. That's where I do all of those tester calls and things. So watch my Instagram if you think you would like to test this little guy. I don't take a ton of testers every time, anywhere from 4 to 6. Just because a small, I make it so many times usually beforehand. A smaller group is easier for me to manage and to get done. But I will be asking for a quick turnaround so that maybe I can release this guy next weekend. So if you got black yarn and cream yarn on hand, or even a fun color, make sure to watch Instagram for that. And hopefully I'll get that tester call out this week. So total this week in inventory that I did make was, oh, I got a mistake there. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I'm looking down at my sheet. Total inventory that I made this week was only $105, and that's fine. That's okay. I'm okay with that. I was still doing things. I was still being productive. I did have one whole night where I sat and I just priced all the new stuff that I had made. That was Thursday on the live, which wasn't a ton either because I had been suffering a little bit of some burnout and I had been busy, so I was not cranking out inventory like I had before. So I did price one night. Friday night we had Walmart run and a kid that had a skating party, and it just didn't pan out for me to do a lot of crocheting this week. So it is what it is. Hopefully the next few weeks are a little more. I got 3 weeks until our next show. And it's a big 2-day festival. I have no idea what to expect. I hear bring lots of inventory, but I also know that there's 5 to 7, 8 crocheters there, but there's 150 vendors. So part of me is like, there's 150 vendors. So 5 to 7 of us, we're probably going to have a wide variety of things to choose from. So anyway, if you guys also saw my live about the retreat, it is full. It is sold out. The Crochet Getaway Retreat in Kentucky that I'm going to be hosting in October is right now full, has a wait list. I'll put the wait list link down below. I don't expect that we'll have more than one person, probably, if anything, have something happen in their life. Because there's only 12, actually 11 people outside of me and my daughter Tara are coming. And I don't think that we'll probably, I mean, life happens. And so sometimes people do have to back out, and I've already got one person on the wait list. But anyway, you can always put your name on the wait list. Who knows? It's 5 months from now. So a lot can happen in 5 months. Someone could just decide they don't like to crochet anymore, or decide that, you know, they end up having an opportunity to go to a show, and so something happens. So I'll put the waitlist link down below, but do know that as I'm going to try to get through that one. This will be the first one I've ever organized. I'll try to get through that one and then see how I feel. I could get through it and be like, that was too much work, too much hassle. It did not go as I planned. There were so many things that went wrong. I don't know. I have high hopes for it though. I think we have a really great group that's going, including Maddie from Madeline Mayco is coming as a special guest because she lives not too far. So it's kind of in the middle for us, which is fun. So we're just going to sit around in a cabin by a lake or a river and crochet and hang out and talk and chill and snack and eat and do puzzles. And there's a game room and we're just going to have a great time. So hopefully in the spring, I may go a different direction. I don't know that I will fly anywhere to try to do a retreat, just simply because I'm having to organize all of the food and the goodie bags and all of that stuff. I like it to be pretty close to my home. So it is something that I can just load my car with everything I possibly need and I don't have to fly. But anyway, so be looking forward to that. And hopefully I'll be able to do something that can hold some more people. Hopefully another one will be coming, not soon, but spring of next year is definitely a better time for those of us who do markets as well. So lastly, I do have a market that I need to give you the breakdown for. As if you've watched my previous videos, you saw where I did not have extremely high expectations for this market. It was just in a local, super local to us, a little farmer's market like pavilion thing with, you know, a couple handfuls of vendors. It's not a big town, but it was slow. I'm going to insert footage of my setup. So I did a time lapse of me and Tara setting it all up, and then I did a video after we got it all set up. And then I'm going to insert a video right after that where we changed it just a little bit because the sun was creeping in on our side, and if you were sitting in that sun, it was 84 degrees and it was hot and it was pretty sticky. And so if you were in that sun on the other side of the booth like we had originally had planned to be, we just would have sat there and sweat all day, and we realized that it wasn't probably going to be even as big as it normally was. So we moved our checkout stand inside to where we were in the shade the whole day. It was just 10 to 2. It wasn't anything big, but I'm not disappointed. We had a great time. We sat there, we visited with vendors. I got an apple pie, some cinnamon rolls, and some sourdough bread, and some really cool iced caramel macchiato from the coffee truck. And we had a great day. So I'll insert that footage here of the setup and the finished booth. And then I had one clip that was like right before it started of me and Tara that I'll also insert. I'll see you in just a second. We're all set up. Market just started. Tara's already made a sale. Yay! It's hot, kind of sweaty. We moved ourselves in a little bit so that we're not right in the sun. There is an amazing sourdough stand behind us.
Smells good.
Yes, and a baked goods stand behind us that we probably will need to visit at some point. So just chill, relaxed, super small market. Not expecting tons, but I brought projects, so we'll see how the day goes. That was my footage from our setup. We didn't take every single shelf that we had. We did not take every single riser and market thing. We didn't take every crate. We do have more things when we are at a bigger show that goes into our display. But we didn't take all of it just because we knew it would be a little bit smaller. Tara also forgot like a whole bag full of all of the most recent. I mean, she was just in a hurry and she left behind one of her bags, which ended up being fine. So I'll give you a market breakdown of what I did sell. I will probably not insert any pictures necessarily of each item, but I will tell you the name of it. And if you want a pattern or a link or something, feel free to just ask in the comments and I'll try to get it to you. I did sell a Tessa the tortoise, which is all from Jade's pattern, where it stands on feet instead of it being a sea turtle or laying out and sprawling out. Really cute. It was a blue colorway. It sold for $32. That was the first thing that sold. The second thing I sold was actually a custom, and this was the first time I had taken a custom at a show, but it was someone local who was just waiting to try to find somebody who can pull off something that she had been dreaming of for a really long time, and I just couldn't tell her no because I knew that I could do it. And so I took a custom order for her and had her pay completely up front, and it was $50 for that. It's a bear snuggler, kind of a combination between a couple patterns that I'm going to put together for her. The third thing that I sold was the Madeline Mako mermaid. These two little boys came up and both picked out something. One picked out my mermaid and one picked out Tara's bunny. It was cute. And anyway, so I sold that mermaid for $24. I only had two mermaids, one of hers and the Lolly from Stitch Sister Co., which you saw last week, and I sold one. I sold a $5 stingray. I sold two scrunchies. I sell them $5 a piece or 2 for $8. And I sold 2 scrunchies. I sold my Mom's Stitchetti camely brown colored Hannah the cow, the bigger one. I sell those for $35. I sold a mini loaf cat, which is a free pattern on Instagram from my Universe 64. And I sold it for $10. And I sold a possum. I had 2 possums and I sold one of the possums. Total was $176 for the day. Our booth fee was $25. And so I paid $151, or I profited $151 after, I had $151 in, I don't know, we call it revenue. It's not really profit because, you know, we've got materials and some gas and obviously time in there. So that's kind of how I'll summarize that for you. If you guys have any questions about that or anything, just let me know in the comments down below. We weren't, again, expecting this to be anything massive. And we didn't really want it to be because in 3 weeks we do have the biggest show that we've probably ever done until the fall when we have another massive 2-day show. And so we really wanted to not sell so much stuff that we felt overwhelmed and crammed in the next 3 weeks because we also have Tara's birthday, we have Memorial Day, and just things going on. And then right after that show, it's the summer starts. You know, you've got vacations and swim parties and mowing the lawn, you know, things like that. So, but that was my total for the day. Again, nothing fabulous, but I got to sit and make turtle parts and a hanging basket and visit with my daughter all day. And that was the best part. So, and then having people come by and talk about, our products and what we do. And it was just a fun day. So, the food truck guy didn't show up, and she had a couple of vendors that didn't show up. The coffee truck did show up, so there was no food there, which was fine. It was 10 to 2. We drank coffee. We had a McDonald's burrito before we went, and so we were held over, and we ate afterwards, which totally worked out fine for us. And then we had to go last night and paint windows for a local flower shop. They had us come paint their windows for spring, and they had taken it off and wanted us to do something summery and patriotic for Memorial Day to get them through 4th of July. I'll just put a picture here in case you're curious what it looked like. So we had to do that last night. So my old body's a little bit sore today from all of the market unload, load, and then the up and down painting of the windows and squatting in front of the door. But we made it through. So fun stuff this week. I am going to put together a market plan for the market in 3 weeks. Me and Tara did discuss this market. How do we want to approach this market and be the best prepared that we can with we have really no idea how we will do, right? There's so many other vendors, but it's a huge show. But either way, market planning for that market. It's 2 days. We have to be sure to have inventory for both days. I know that a lot of 2-day vendor coordinators are very much like, I need you to make sure you bring enough stuff so that people don't show up the second day and the booths are mostly empty. And I get that. Like, some people can't make it on the first day, and the second day is just important that you have inventory in the booths as well for the people that this is their first time coming, right? And other people may come back the second day because there's like 15 food trucks and there's music going on, and I mean, it's a festival, you know. So I think what our plan is from here until the market is to not focus on anything new pattern wise, but to focus on making more of the things that we already have, like my Fred the Turtle and my elephant, like possums and cows and things like that. So what do I already have inventory of? Keychains, scrunchies, pacifier clips that I can make more of and set back for the second day. So I think what our plan is to have one really, maybe two, but one big bag, which if you've seen our plushie bags, they're really big. And then we're going to buy some more that are maybe a little bit smaller that we can put $5 to $10 items in those specifically. So we're not sorting them out at the show every day or every time. But maybe one great big bag and 1 or 2 of the smaller ones that we don't even get out the first day. They'll be in our car. And so the idea is that we don't get them out. You've done a show like this. Do you hold back inventory? Do you bring it up to the table but put it under the table? You know, do you just put everything out and pray that you don't sell it all and that you have stuff to put out the next day, because so that the coordinator doesn't get upset that you guys don't have any inventory? I mean, I've just never done one, and I want to make sure that, you know, I have stuff for the second day. And we could put out 75% of our inventory on the very first day, and none of it, I mean, we don't hardly sell any of it, you know, and so holding back a whole bag of inventory didn't really do us any good, you know. So we'll see how that works out. Anybody have any advice on the 2-day show thing and how you do your inventory, whether you hold things back or you just put it all out and pray? But again, that's our plan, is just to make more of things we already have so that we have some duplicate like items to put back. And hopefully that's a good idea. So, watch out this week. That's all I really have this week. Watch out this week also for the bonus video where I'm going to cover those 10 free Instagram patterns. I'm actually made all 10 of them, and I will show them to you, as well as talk about how long they took me and what I'd price them at. Comment below suggestions again on the large granny square and the market ideas. Like, what do you do if you've done 2-day markets and you want to make sure you have inventory for the second day? So make sure to comment those things below. Also, anything that I didn't mention a pattern of, if I didn't put it in, I'll try to put them in the description if I didn't. Also, just let me know in the comments if you want that. So if you've made it this far, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all of you guys watching this little channel of mine. Just blows me away every time I get on here, the people that comment, and I just love interacting with you. But I will say hi back, and I love that. And Instagram is where I'm at the most outside of in the comments of my videos. So follow me there, like and subscribe to like this video, subscribe to this channel if you like this type of content. And I appreciate you guys. Have a great week. Happy crocheting, and I will see you next time. See ya.